ございます。今、gym から戻った。I just got back from the gym, and this might, well, maybe my Akasaka apartment might be the greatest thing I ever bought. But this is the ab roller, and absolutely life changing. Get one of these. It's like a gym everywhere you go. Okay, we're here on my home, really my home neighborhood of Shibuya, right there, the Shibuya station right here. And yeah, it looks pretty scary looking at this because everything here is in red. Let's go right here into Akasaka. Here's basically, this is Nogisaka. Akasaka is just a little bit to the north. But we can just, this is Toranomon, and let's just click this. Let's click this one in Roppongi right there. And then, oh wow, this is, I just clicked an apartment for $12 million, okay? 118 meters, okay? 2 LDK. Obviously, looking at the building here, was built in the last few years. Some of this stuff near Shibuya, looking at a unit here, there was like 62 meter unit here. I saw yesterday. Here it is, a 60 meter unit for basically $4.3 million. So yeah, like it or not, this is where most of the action is happening now in Tokyo. And it actually, in some ways, it always has been. Like, this is really the most, where I have the map place right here, this is really the most popular neighborhoods in Tokyo. It just is, by the valuations and the attractions, the desire to be there. This is kind of where Tokyo sort of happens. Of course, it's a really big city, and there's things here like there's the Danitoshi line there. Okay, that's the Keio Inagashira line there. There's the Odakyu line there. Okay, this is the Hibiya line here. This is the Toyoko line here. There's lots of ways you can link up to it, but this is really where it all happens. And we're going to come in here to my home neighborhood of Shibuya, right here, or Daikanyama. Right here, and there is some deals in this neighborhood, but the deals in this neighborhood you're going to have to go about another way, and I'm going to show you what to do. You can see what I've done here. I have clicked both of these things that says owner change and Chintai Nozoku, and that means rental. So I've taken all the rental stock here off the map, and if we take all the rental stock here off the map, the sort of cheapest place we have probably for 400,000 here, right by the river here. If I click this one here, yeah, there's a 40 meter unit for 400,000. Here's one in I looked at this one on Yahoo the other day. This one here is a 40 meter unit for 500,000 Canadian. I did look at this unit though inside, and it's just everything's ripped out. So, which isn't bad because everything's been ripped out. So, they already thrown away all the garbage. So, you could come in. First thing you want to do is repipe it and then rewire it and just rebuild it. So, a lot of the work has already been done on that. The pictures on these ones here don't show it, but I saw it on Yahoo Real Estate Japan the other day. And so this is about the best sort of deal that you can get here. But I'm going to unclick these here, and they're going to bring on some rental stock here, here into the marketplace. You'll see it'll expand a lot of the supply as it compiles, because there's just more information for it to compile. And there's a couple of I saw like a unit down here. Okay, this is a rented one. I'm going to click it right here, and it is, oh, that one's a little different. This is a different one. This is a 41 meter for 30. I thought I saw one down here. Oh, what I see, what I've done. Okay, normally, I forgot. That's the other thing I've done to manipulate this. Anything here on the map is over 30 meters. But there is a couple of apartments here under 30 meters that are decent. There was one here for 27 right near the river here. Now, normally what my principle is that if you have a 30 meter unit, what happens is generally for units that are under 30 meters, people cannot get financing from the banks. Okay, so So let's say you wanted to sell your unit 5 years later. What happens is that you can't really, the only sort of market you're exposing yourself to is the investor market. So any of this, whereas if it's over 30 meters, you can expose yourself to an end user sort of market. Anyhow, let's try to move in closer. I saw this one unit yesterday, but it's sort of not appearing here. It was right here on Yamate Dori, but it's just not appearing. I don't know where it went. Maybe it's sold. Is it right here, right now? I opened a couple of other tabs. Yeah, this is the one unit here. Right now, I can't find it. This is the one unit I kind of wanted to look at. We'll go through the pictures. I've gone this far in the video. The point of this video is, this was the unit here. This is a 27 meter unit built here in 1985 on the 7th floor of a 12-story building. Okay, this is Kyuyamate Dori. And then down here where I'm moving the mouse right there, that's Nakameguro Station. Now, this unit right now is currently rented. Okay, now that's a possible risk. And it says right here, Mawari of 5.29%. And it brings in here over the year. I better just grab my little calculator here. And then what happens, you see this here where I'm going to circle the mouse right here. That's 116, but that's for 1 year. So if I come here to my calculator and I go 116 or 11,600, but divided by 12. Okay, it's rented for $960 a month right now. So if you were to come in here with some cash, right, this is not a bad deal because it's 27 meters. Usually if this was an end user product right now, I would think that this would sell for about $350. So it's in a way, it's $130,000 cheaper, but you have to assume the rental contract. Anyway, we'll go through the pictures right here. I'll state on that sort of one picture right there, but this is the building here, and again, built in 1985, okay? And it says Nikko Pares Higashiyama, which is a great neighborhood, Nanakai Ichi-LDK. So, and we'll go through the pictures. But this is rented. You can see tile. The only thing in the building here that looked to be tile, though, is around on the first floor near the Genkan here. But we'll go through the pictures. I expanded. Does it make them any bigger? I don't know. That might have worked, actually. And we'll go through the pictures. This is, and you can see that there's 8. There's going to be like 12 floors, probably 8 units of floors. So there's quite a number of units here in the building right there. And it's also a nice, that's a pretty big balcony right there. And here you have, for example, you could it says right here, like a motsuire, which is a closet, right? But that look kind of big. Like you could actually stick a bed in there and you'd have a really dark sleeping environment and stuff like that. And you could keep this as a living room. And there is a dining room and a kitchen. That's kind of my angle on it. And that's the Genkan right there. And it looked to be you can see though, they didn't have those 1990 windows and stuff like that. And looking at the tile here, it looks to be everything here, so it looks to be really dated. But after this, I would just not renew the rental contract. Or if you want to renew it, you could just renew it. This is a really good deal. It's kind of $130,000 off the market price of an end user right there, because this family likely, or this who knows what the story is, someone late in their life or something like that just wants to unload it. And that's a pretty small kitchen though. Pretty small kitchen, but I've actually lived in an apartment before with a kitchen like that with one burner. A couple of things you can do. You can get the little gas stoves that you use for yakiniku or Korean barbecue, and put it there or on the table, and then you can get it that way. And then what I used to do originally, at the halfway point of the grill or the burner right there, I would stick one pot on one half. So if the burner was my picture right there, it would be like I would stick it on the half and half of the burner like that, just like that. And that technique worked for about I guess I lived in that part for about 8 months. That's not been updated, but this looks pretty nice. To me, you could maybe say I wouldn't update nothing. I just keep it as is, as a And then maybe if you moved in, you might want to update it. But it's a nice balcony right there. That's the emergency that happens in 1985. All these sort of emergency designs for earthquakes and stuff like this. It's a system of ladders, and that's the door. System of ladders of getting out of the building. But I think sometimes when I look at these things, I think I would just rather go down the stairs. Concrete building. There's not much for pictures there, but that's what it is. And that's kind of the angle on the. I'll come here to the details, and it didn't come up in the search results. I wonder if it moved, because I looked at this yesterday. I didn't see it in the search results right there. Right here is the Shuzen fee, which is the building repair fund fee, and that's the management fee. So it's about basically $180 a month. So your take on the unit is going to be about 800 Canadian a month right there, which is really good. And that's the word Mawari. Mawari, this is the word for kaiten sushi. If you know, and kata really means is like in constant moving. And you can see how that kanji or that mnemonic there shows actually movement. Yeah, so it's also Mawari, that means Mawari, but it also means kai, like kaiten sushi. And that's the building name right there. And it's northeast facing, okay, northeast facing. And yeah, but the key is you couldn't take possession of it, okay? And but there's lots of things. If you're coming from the outside, you could. What happens is like this. You can get like the real estate company to hold the funds for them in the trust account, and then they can wire it to you to your overseas account if you want. Or you don't. If you're smart, for example, one of the things you can do, for example, you don't want it to come back to Canada. You could go to a place like Hong Kong, open up a bank account, or in Singapore like that, and then put this money into the Singapore account. It's a little technique there that might be useful for some of you. 1985, 7th floor, 76 in the building. That's a good size. It's a really good location. 27 meters. That's great. 27, and this is the key right there. It says owner change, and if you click there right there, it's going to give you the explanation that it says Chintai Jutaku no Shoyu Ken ga, and it's going to tell you that you can't take this unit over. Okay, so that is ultimately the risk, and it says right there Chintai Chu, so it's currently rented, but that is the risk, or it is the opportunity. Depends on how you want to look at it. And given the state of the sort of Shibuya real estate market, I think that this is a really good deal. So come in here to the map right there. There's actually, I think right, if I'm not mistaken, let me think here. Kyuyamate is, yeah, it's right here. There's a grocery store like right here. This one's here. No, I think it's like right here. It's on the very same street. Oh, I'm forgetting exact spot of it, but we'll bring the Google Maps golden guy. There's actually like here on the map, there's like 4 or 5 grocery stores within a few minutes of this location right here. Oh my god, Tokyo real estate, man, what have you done? I think I just landed us in a restaurant. I got to bring this in a little bit closer to the target in order to accurately get the Google Maps golden guy. Does anyone else ever call it the Google Maps golden guy? And what have I done? I put it as, there's a freeway. There's a little freeway here that goes around into here, and I think I put this in the freeway. Let's just try to land us here on the sidewalk. Let's go right there. How's that? Oh my god. Okay, I think I found it though. Is that the actual building there? This is the rivers right there. That's the cross tower right there. That store that I mentioned called Kyomu Super, I think, is like right over here. Where are we finding, which one of these is the absolute building? I have to look for this sort of the house mark. I think it might be the one in just behind, right in here. I think. Let's see. I know the, well, no, I think I'm right in front. This is actually, there's the house mark right there. And yeah, this is a cool little restaurant here, Golden Brown. It's a coffee shop. It's also a popular restaurant during lunchtime. If you look down here too, you'll see that there's the Don Quixote right there. So the location is great. Yeah, if you never wanted any money on this one, or ever take what I mean a possession of this, you're perpetually going to have basically $800 a month in your pocket for this. So if you're an American investor and you think that, for example, the American dollar has had a good run and it's a time for global assets to take over, that's the cross tower right here. This is a really good play. It's a really good play because you put you take in the American dollar asset at its high, you stick it in an apartment like this, and then as the yen, for example, or the US dollar weakens over the next 5 years, there's many people that are coming up who are thinking that that this is the trend that's sort of just begun or in the initial stages right now. So, and then over that time, your cash holdings in yen and your evaluation on this apartment, which already, this price is already under market value because just virtue of the fact that you couldn't take possession of it. So it's interesting. There is, as I mentioned, there are two grocery stores. There's a really cheap one right here where I'm moving the mouse. And here in the cross tower, there's one that's called Life here. And on the other side of the station right here is Ikejiri Ohashi Station. That's right over here. And back the other way. Behind here, by the way, is a very famous river, the Nakameguro River. Right there, you can see the cherry blossoms right there. It's a very, very famous cherry blossom place. And then that's Nakameguro Station right there, which might be 8 minutes away. So, yeah, it's a really great location. And I think it's a really good deal in some ways. It depends on your perspective. Like, for me, I already own a lot of, like in double-digit units in this neighborhood. So I'm already positioned very, very well. But if you like this neighborhood, and many people who know Tokyo know that this is the sort of the best neighborhood, it's a really good way to muscle your way in to this basically red pill market here. There's just everything is going to be really expensive around it. So let me sort of pop on up. And yeah, I mean, you can just see these sort of color formations, and that's, I think, the best way to get into the Shibuya market right now is through the rental stock. I've just been thinking about this for the last few months. Just I think about a lot of things over time. Doesn't really appear to me in like one sort of inspiration. I'm at the gym, I'm doing my rollers, and I'm thinking about the best way. And I think one of the best ways to get into this great neighborhood right now is through the rental stock. And you can't take possession of it. You have to be patient, but you're going to be paid to wait. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. You're interested in a property in Tokyo, you can always come to my Instagram and DM me. Instagram, Tokyo Real Estate Man. Oh, thank you, Adblocker. Thank you very much. Tokyo Real Estate Man website. There I am, ready for summer right there. Another way of getting a hold of me is coming here to my website, which is known as the Tokyo Real Estate Man website. If it ever cracks up, the internet where I am this week is really slow. So, but that's my website right there. It doesn't really matter. You can, it's just going to take you, there's a contact box. If you push the functionality for it, it'll bring you there. And we can end here on the Instagram. いつもこのチャンネル見てるありがとうございます。今日の動画はもう終わりです。ありがとうございます。